everybody, my name is Silver Valkyrie and welcome to a different video. We're doing a tier list today because somebody mentioned a while back how they would love to see a tier list video with all the monsters from World in it. So here we are, we have all of them here. Some of them we haven't fought yet, but yeah, we'll just We'll still put them in because I have fought them. You just haven't seen me fight them yet. So that's where we're at there. So the scaling then. We have Dodo Gamma tier, S+, S, A, B, C, and Mudfish. Pretty self-explanatory. My rating system is going to be based on a couple things. Number 1, how much do I like the aesthetic of the monster? Number 2, what vibe do they give off? And number 3, how fun is it to fight them? How much do I enjoy fighting them? That kind of thing. So, this is the first time I've done one of these videos. So you'll have to excuse me if there are a lot of cuts and stuff. Because I've never really done a video where it's just me talking. There's always something else going on. Let's begin. So also this video is kind of a celebration of 1,000 subscribers, so thank you very much for 1,000 subscribers. I am beyond grateful to every single one of you who's ever clicked on a video, so thank you very much. All right, let's kick off. So I think we can very easily do 2 of these. I need not say more. I don't even need to explain why Mudfish has its own category. And obviously, the king himself, Dodo Gamma, sitting pretty at the top. Unbeatable, in my opinion. Okay, so, hear me out with this one. Gaslight. Gatekeep. Girl boss. I love the Rathians. I love them. Mainly because of the vibe they give off. I love them. I love them so much. Genuinely, I'm a fan of the Rathians. Do I like fighting them? Not really. But are they iconic? Yes. And that is why we love her. Keeping with the theme, we've got the Rathians. Then we're going to put the Rathaloses. Rathalai. Either way. We're going to do the Loses. Where is the other one? Where are you? There you are. Not quite as girl boss. Still love them. Love the fight. Iconic. Especially this guy. Stunning. But not as iconic as Rathian, in my opinion. I think she is queen. Obviously. Easy. Right. Next up. There's a couple of more monsters that I want to go in the Mudfish category because they are just as bad as the Mudfish, and that is the Ancient Leshen and the regular Leshen. Horrific. Ancient Leshen not so much because you can fight him with other people and the quest doesn't take forever, but yeah, this guy, horrific. No thank you. Someone who can also go in the Mudfish category is, where are you? Other fish. Where is it? Am I blind? Is he not on here? Oh, yes he is. There you are. There. Levasioth. I don't like Levasioth. I will avoid fighting Levasioth at any point if I can. I don't like it. It's garb. And then also in the Mudfish tier. Well, actually, no. You know what? We're staying with the fish theme. Let's do Beartodus. I think Beartodus is a B tier. Genuinely. I think Beartodus is fun. I like his little horn on his face. He's a lot more fun to look at, I think. And that's why he gets B tier. So, Kuliaku's going in C. He almost made me quit the game. Genuinely. Almost quit the game because of Kuliaku. Jagras, B tier. Same as Beartodus, fun to look at, very cute design. However, the fight is extremely easy, and that's why it's not really any higher than that. Same with Baroth, I think. Love Baroth. He's not crap enough to be in C. I don't think Baroth's crap at all. I think he's quite fun. I think he's cute. Love him. Okay, let's go with the Tobis then. So Tobi Kadachi, A tier. Love him. Love the kind of the squirrely kind of vibe. I really like Toby Kadachi. I think the fight's fun because he climbs on like trees and walls. Very fun fight. Don't really have anything bad to say about Toby Kadachi. And sticking with the Tobys, Viper Toby Kadachi, also in A. I really enjoyed the kind of difficulty spike that Toby Kadachi gave, that Viper Toby Kadachi gave. Genuinely, I think it was a very big spike in difficulty, and I like it. That badly poisoned is horrible, especially when you're relatively new to the game. It's horrible. We don't like it. Pookie Pookie. A tier. Cute little guy. Silly little guy. Love him. The colours, stunning. Coral Pookie Pookie. B tier. Hear me out. I think the fight with Coral Pookie Pookie makes him less fun. Just because of that little swooshy kind of circular thing he has with his tail. Don't like it. B tier. The reason I'm going a little bit fast is just because there's so many monsters and I don't want to be here all day. Gyros, C tier. Gyros is such a boring monster. He literally is just a bigger version of a little Gyros, which I guess makes sense because his name's the Great Gyros. He's so boring. So boring. Not bad enough to be in Mudfish tier though, but so boring. He was my first wall, and it was the feeling of finally beating him was great. Folga Anjanath is up here simply because I love his kind of Superman dive that he does. It's very funny. Diablos. Now, some of you are probably going to hate me for this. You're going to be like, what are you doing? They're both going in the C tier. I think they are boring. I don't really enjoy the fight with Diablos. I don't really enjoy fighting them, if I'm being honest with you. Yeah, I tend to avoid it if I can. Regular Diablos isn't too bad, but regular Diablos gets let down because he's just they're just boring. Black Diablos is in C tier because the fight is hell, and I will not fight Black Diablos unless I absolutely have to. Tetsuya Q. B tier. I love the flashbang. I think it's very fun. It's quite funny in the middle of a fight when you've got like a pink Rathian around you. You've got a Legiana zipping about. Tetsuya Q just comes up. Oh, flash. They're both on the ground. Thanks, Tetsuya Q. You're welcome. And off he strolls. Love him. Don't really have anything bad to say. Paolumu. S+. Look. He's a cute puffball hamster whose armor is adorable. You cannot tell me he doesn't belong in the S+ tier. I'm sure a lot of people put him fucking in the Mudfish tier, but genuinely, I think Paolumu is great. I think his design is fun. Controversially, Nightshade Paolumu, I'd only put in the A tier. I think the sleep's a bit annoying. But again, the design's very nice. Love the colors. But I think regular Paolumu kind of takes top spot with regarding the Paolumus. Who else have we got on the list? Is there anyone else from regular base game world that I've missed apart from the Elder Dragons? Rataban. Okay, Rataban gets an S tier. He gets an S tier. He's cute. He's a little roly-poly spiky boy. And I enjoy fighting him with most weapons. I think he's a fun fight. He definitely gets harder in Master Rank. And I love that for him. Now, Uragon, C tier. Not quite horrible enough to be in Mudfish tier, but definitely up there. Definitely almost there. He's just a garbage Rataban. We do not like him. We do not like Uragon. No. Spiky boy wins every time. Legiana, A tier. Now, Legiana, I think, is a stunning monster. I think she is mwah, lovely. The reason she's not in like S+ or S tier is just because I feel like Shrieking Legiana over here is leaps and bounds better. So Shrieking Legiana gets an S tier, regular Legiana gets an A. The fight between them is relatively the same. Shrieking Legiana has a couple more kind of like, oh shit moves. But Yeah, I think they're relatively the same. The only reason that Shrieking Legiana gets to be higher, though, is because the armor set for Shrieking Legiana is one of my favorites in the game. So, call me biased, but Shrieking Legiana gets an S tier. I think we're pretty much... Oh, a Dogoron. Here we go. Here's a base game boy. A Dogoron. A tier. I love a Dogoron. I have the big, Clifford, the big red muscle puppy. We love him. I have no issues with the Dogoron. The fight's fun enough. It can be a tiny bit annoying. But he's not really my kind of aesthetic, which is why he's not higher up. Because this is my opinion, lads, okay? So if you don't agree with any of these opinions, you are well within your right to disagree with any of these opinions. Just remember, these are my opinions. My tier list is not going to be in line with someone like any other YouTuber who makes Monster Hunter content. Okay, I value looks over I value the cuteness of monsters over the fight. So, but I think Ebony Dogoron would go B, genuinely. The fight with him is just a bit more annoying. He's much faster. And not necessarily annoying. It's harder, but that doesn't mean he's less good. If anything, the harder fight should be higher up, because I do enjoy a harder fight. But I just think he's kind of a tiny bit of a boring variant. I mean, he's fun, but I think I prefer regular Dogoron, in my opinion. Okay, other than the Elder Dragons, I think we are done with base game world. Yes? Oh, Devil Joe. S+. And he gets an S+ purely for his soundtrack. That dur, 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 dur is terrifying when you hear it. And he just shows up. He just shows up out of the blue. He'll just jump out of a bush at you. And I love him for it. He's scary. He's a tough fight. He's great. I have nothing bad to say about the pickle. We haven't fought Savage Joe yet, but I think he's in the same boat. I think he's a great fight too. Hard, you will see. He's hard. And I just love that they just show up. And speaking of invader monsters, Bambara also gets an S+, because he is also can be an invader monster. But he's just so cute. His armor is adorable, and I just love his fluffiness. And he's just a little goat, and I love him. Genuinely, he's my favorite brute wyvern. I think is Bambro. So on track with the invaders, Basil Geese over here also gets S+. The soundtrack when Basil Geese shows up, phenomenal. I love Basil Geese. He's literally a bomber plane. He moves like a bomber plane. It's very, very cool to watch Basil Geese fly about. Love him. Seething Basil Geese, however, S tier. I get what they were going for, but I don't think it was as kind of like, oh wow, as regular Basil Geese was. Because when you saw regular Basil Geese for the first time, you're like, oh shit, what? And then you see Seething Basil Geese, and you're like, oh, it's a Basil Geese, just a bit angrier. Do you know what I mean? So, but he's still cool, so he gets S. Let's do Behemoth. I liked Behemoth. I don't think I liked him enough to go any higher than a B, though. The first kind of Behemoth fight was fun. The whole like Final Fantasy 14 mechanics. I have since really gotten into Final Fantasy 14, so I can definitely see what they were going for. I like it in like almost at the end of Shadowbringers, I think, at the point of recording this. So I'm really into Final Fantasy 14, and I really love it. So I 100% see what they were going for with the fight. Great fun. But I don't think I liked him enough for it to be up here, you know? And Extreme Behemoth especially kind of put his rating down a bit as well, because it took me 2 weeks. It took me the whole time the event was live the first time to finish the event. It was tough. Unnecessarily tough. Okay, let's do the rest of the regular monsters before we go to Elder Dragons. So we've got Acidic Glavenus. I think he gets A tier. I think the concept of him is really fun. I love watching the tail, like the shit on his tail grow back. I think that's really cool. His armor is very nice. The fight's pretty bog standard. But a regular Glavenus gets S tier. The hot sword that he has as a tail is great. I really love Glavenus. He's just so chill. He just seems like a really chill dude. And his tail heats up and it's really cool. Like I mean I can just go over and over again how much I love the fact that he has a sword for a tail. You know, who doesn't love swords? Brachydios, A tier. The fight with him is more annoying than anything else. Same with Raging Brachydios, I think, A tier. The fights with them are more annoying than anything else, and that's why they're not in S. But they are very, very fun monsters to fight, and I love the whole, like, the slimy fists, and it's great. It's great. Their armors are fantastic. Weapons are fantastic. I don't really have much to complain about with the Brackies. Only that the fight is a tiny, tiny, tiny bit annoying. So that's why they're not up here. And I don't like the look of them as much as, say, like Radaban or Glavenus. Do you know what I mean? Barioth. B tier. He's cool design, but I think he's just kind of boring. He doesn't really do a lot differently than the other kind of whatever wyverns they are. Flying wyverns. This skeleton is what I'm on about. They don't do anything. He's not really like a standout. And I think Frostfang Barioth can go there as well. Again, not really a huge standout. Like, I couldn't tell you what the Frostfang Barioth fight's like, because it's been so long since I've done it, because I just haven't wanted to. It's not memorable enough for me to be like, oh yeah, that can go off a bit. No. Tigrex, B tier. Nothing wrong with Tigrex at all. But I'm not a fan of the orange and blue color scheme. I think that's the only thing that throws me off with Tigrex. I much prefer his counterpart, which is Brute Tigrex. So Brute Tigrex getting an A. Though both of the fights are kind of similar. Brute Tigrex is definitely more violent, which you'll see in upcoming videos when they happen. But yeah, he's definitely an A tier. I much prefer the colouring on Brute Tigrex than I do on regular T-Rex, so that's why he's a bit higher. Nargacuga, A tier. The only reason it's not an S is because of the fight. He zips around so much, and it's just very overwhelming. He's a very overwhelming fight. And it's, well, for me personally. For other people, he might be like a walk in the park. But Nargacuga has caused me a lot of issues. So that's why he is in A. He's a very cool design, though. His roar is adorable. Yeah. Right. Rajang, B tier. In fact, both of Rajangs can go in B tier. I am not a huge fan of Rajang. It's basically a monkey, isn't it? It's basically just a gorilla. You know, compared to these monsters up here who look absolutely incredible, this is just a gorilla. And I get it, you're gonna have boring monsters in an ecosystem, but like, I don't like what. Alright, Furious Rajang can move up one. He can move up one purely because the weapons are better. I love the heavy bowgun. The Furious Rajang heavy bowgun is my life. So he can move up one. We'll give him that. But yeah, the fights are very kind of similar. Furious Rajang's just more angry, which is how a lot of these fights go. Yeah, I don't really have anything bad against the Rajangs. They're just kind of mid. Do you know what I mean? Zinogre, S tier. I can't give him anything less. I can't give him anything more though because of that annoying 3 jump thing that he does, where it just flattens you. Yeah, that bugs me every time. Every time it bugs me. But I think he's a really cool design. He's definitely a fan favorite monster. I've found out over the last couple weeks. He's definitely a big fan favorite. And you can totally see why. He's just really cute. He's fluffy. He's loud. He has a really nice color scheme. Same with Stygians and Ogre. Honestly, I think they both deserve to go up there. Love the color scheme. Love their design. Really, really great monsters to fight. I have no issues with them. Like I said, the only reason they're not an S+ is because of that annoying 3 jump thing that they do. Very frustrating. Okay, so the last non-Elder Dragons we have are going to be the Yangarugas. So, regular Yangaruga. A tier. I love Yangaruga. Genuinely, I think he's a really nice fight. I don't think he's too hard. I think it's a really, really cool kind of chickeny kind of monster. I love Yangaruga. I think he's just a silly little guy. Scarred Yangaruga, on the other hand, C tier. Yeah, do not like the fight with Scarred Yangaruga. He just does so much damage. It's not even like he has any new moves, really. He just does so much damage. It's like, what the hell are you doing? Who are you to be doing this much damage? How dare you? There you go. Alright, we are on to the Elder Dragons. So, let's just go in the line, shall we? What do you think Taras last? Oh, wait, Alatreon's on here twice. Okay, well, excellent. So, Kulve Taroth. A tier. Purely because of the fight. I love the quest for Kulve Taroth. I think it was so fun when it first came out. You'd have lobbies and lobbies full of hunters doing Kulve Taroth. It was so much fun. Genuinely. I had a blast farming Kulve. An absolute blast. And, you know, her weapons are still some of the best in the game. Genuinely, I have no issues with Kulve. The only thing, I think the reason she's an A is because you can't solo the regular Kulve Taroth siege. You can, but it will take you so long. It's just not worth it. And that's the issue I'm coming across in my like new series, where like nobody's doing Kulve anymore. At least not the base siege. So doing it solo or with just one group will take so long. It's just not really worth it. Kieran. A tier. I love a unicorn as much as the next person, but Kieran's a little bit boring, isn't he? I mean, they give you a low rank version of him, for God's sake. He's just a bit boring. I mean, he's literally a one-of-a-kind skeleton in the game, but I just think he just sort of gallops about. He doesn't really have any cool moves. He just gallops about. Hitting his head is the annoying bit when he like goes like all like Elder Dragon aura-y. You know, the only place you can do damage is his head, and that's pretty annoying. But he's still one of a kind Elder Dragon, and that's why he gets A. Kushala. Kushala gets a B tier in my opinion. Probably one of the most boring Elder Dragons, in my opinion. Nothing against Kushala, he just doesn't really have a lot going for him. You know what I mean? I feel like he doesn't have a lot going for him. But, you know, he's like one of the OGs, isn't he? So, I don't think he was in the first ever game, but he's definitely in the older ones, isn't he? The Valhazak twins, they both get a B, in my opinion. I don't really like fighting them. It's not a monster I go out of my way to fight. If I want to farm things, I'd rather not. It's the stinky stuff. I don't like fighting anything in the Rotten Vale, which is where you fight regular Valhazak most of the time. Well, all the time, really. I don't like fighting. I don't like being in the Rotten Vale to begin with. Black Marvel has that you find in the forest more than anything, but even then, again, I just don't like the stinky stuff. It just gives me the ick. So they're in B. Namielle, S+. There is no question Namielle's S+. What an Elder Dragon. She is stunning. Absolutely stunning. Her armor's stunning. And the whole fight is stunning. She can literally turn an area into like a big, like, shallow lake. Like, it's so cool. I think she is a really tough fight if you're new to the game anyway. I really love Namielle. I think it's an incredibly designed monster. And whoever came up with her should get an award. That's my seeing to it. So we'll do Elytra and Fatalis last. Let's do Xeno'jiiva. A tier. I think the Xeno fight is great, very unexpected. I think it's a great fight, but I think we'll put both Xeno and Safi in because they're like the same thing, isn't it? Like Xeno's a baby Safi. So we'll talk about Xeno first. So Xeno was very unexpected. Really cool fight. However, I feel like once you've done it once, that's kind of it. Like, farming Xeno'jiiva parts is just kind of annoying more than anything after you've fought it, you know, the first time. And that's why it's an A, but very cool design. Very nice. Safi, again, same as Kulve. When Safi first came out, oh my god, the incredible lobbies that you just get that were just absolutely chock-a-block full of people all doing Safi'jiiva. It was incredible. The streams were out everywhere. It was just Safi'jiiva. And I did get all of the weapons in my main save. But again, the reason it's not higher is because soloing Safi is really, really hard by yourself. You need a lobby of people for it to be done efficiently and quickly. I think Safi's easier to do solo than Kulve, but it's still the same issue. So yeah. Zora Magdaros, B tier. I love Zora. I think he's a really cool monster, like literally a walking mountain. However, the fight is boring. It's boring. Loading up cannons for 20 minutes is boring. And yeah, I'm not a fan. Not a fan. The only reason he's here and not Mudfish is because of his design. And how he kind of fits into the story. Really love that. But the actual fight itself is kind of boring. Please don't hate me. Tailstra. I'm going to put them both up here. Teo and Luna, S tiers. Luna's very annoying to fight. Incredibly annoying. However, I love that they have like a bond kind of ult that they do together. I love that. I love their design. They're so fluffy and majestic, and you really can't go wrong with these Elder Dragons. They're simple yet effective. They're tough. They are really, really nice to look at. Their armors are great. Cannot go wrong with Teo and Luna. Cannot go wrong. Nergigante. S+. I love Nergi. I am an absolute whore for Nergigante. I can't say that, can I? No, but Nergigante is great. I love him. He's just a silly little guy. As I've said with a lot of these guys, they're all just silly little guys. I love him. Genuinely. His fight's fun. It's not super hard, I don't think. Maybe the first time you do it is. But, yeah. I love Nergigante. He's great. His design's great. I love his roar. He's just a silly little guy. Ruiner Nergi, however, goes a tier below, I think. In my opinion, again, it's kind of the Basil Geese thing again. You've already seen Nergigante. Wow. And then this Nergigante shows up and you're like, oh, it's another Nergigante. So I feel like it's not quite as impactful as seeing them for the first time. You know what I mean? They're still both incredible monsters. Like, I love the Ruiner fight, I love the Nergi fight, but it's just not as kind of impactful, I think, because it's just another Nergigante. Volcana S+. Purely on looks alone, she gets S+. She is stunning. She is queen. She is everything. And that's all I have to say about Volcana, really. Love the fight. Love how majestic she is. She's so elegant, and I'm just gonna go with she. I love her. Genuinely. Shara Ishvalda. S tier purely for the surprise factor, because nobody who, as they were playing through Iceborne the first time, was expecting Shara Ishvalda to pop up at the end. No one was expecting it. It was phenomenal. And like the rock kind of thing, it's like, oh, this is a word, and then this is a word monster, and then they break out of the rock, and it's like, what the hell is that? And then you're like, oh my god, your adrenaline's going. Fantastic. Fan-bloody-tastic. And here we go, the final two. Alatreon and Fatalis. Alatreon, easiest S+. Easiest. What a fight. Hard when you first try, then you get to grips with the fight, and it's not too bad. I love that there's like different versions of it. Like, it can either start with fire first or ice first. I love the Alatreon fight. It was hard. It was so satisfying seeing him knocked down. Experiencing Eschaton Judgment for the first time was indeed a trial. I think I tried it first with randoms and was like, okay, let's try this. And it was Eschaton Judgment, and I'm like, what the frig is this? And everyone died, and we were like, oh, okay. Well, there's that. Fantastic fight. I have only good things to say about Alatreon. The only thing that I don't like is that when Alatreon came out, everyone started review bombing Monster Hunter for some ungodly reason. Like, I'm sorry, lads, but that's a skill issue. Genuinely, it took me a couple of tries with Alatreon, but eventually I figured it out, and the fight isn't that hard at all when you figure it out. Like, the fact that you're just review bombing it because you're saying, oh, it's too hard, skill issue. And finally we have the legend that is Fatalis. We haven't fought Fatalis yet in the series. We will get there. But Fatalis for me goes in Dodogama tier. And that is saying something, because Dodogama is my favourite monster of all time. And he will always be my favourite monster of all time. However, Fatalis gets to join him up there because the Fatalis fight was so much fun. I played it through with Callum. It was just me and Callum, two of us doing the Fatalis fight. And my god. When we finally got that music, when we had finished the quest, what a rush that was. Genuinely a phenomenal fight. And the best bit was, I was crying during the fight. I was crying because when you use the Dragonator, all of a sudden, like, I don't know what the track's called. Is it like Proof of a Hero, or I cannot tell you what the track's called. But it plays like the and it's like kind of like a kind of a key up than like the regular kind of note that goes, and it just filled my body with goosebumps, and I was crying like, oh, this is incredible. And it was such a magical experience. It was so magical. If you have not fought Fatalis yet, please try it. He is tough, yes, but please do it. Even if you just get to the Dragonator bit, even if you just get there and just listen to that music, it's so magical. there we go. That is my Monster Hunter tier list. Let me know which ones you agreed with. Let me know which ones you disagreed with. Yeah, just remember, do not hate me. Do not be like, oh, they put my favorite monster in C tier. Oh, please don't do that. This is my opinion. If you think that Great Gyros is an S tier monster, that's incredible, and I love that for you. But personally, I think he's C tier. Okay? So please don't get shitty at me for putting your favorite monster in a tier that you think they shouldn't be in. Or your least say, oh, well, Rathian's definitely not S+. She is to me. Okay? If you like, I love everybody in this community. Please, if you think, if your opinions are totally different to mine, that is totally fine. That is what makes the world go round, you know. If everyone thought the same, it would be terrible, you know. But we have different opinions, and that's fantastic. I love that. I love that for us. But anyway, those are my opinions. That is my tier list. Thank you once again for 1,000 subscribers. I am overwhelmed. We are on track for YouTube partner very, very soon. And yeah. So this video has gone up on the 1st of January. So happy New Year, everyone. I hope 2024 brings you nothing but happiness and fun and so many great games. As for what we're going to be doing in 2024, more Monster Hunter. We're going to be doing we're going to be doing videos where I try out weapons I've never tested before. We're going to be doing, we've still got a couple of monster specific videos we have to do. We're going to be doing Monster Hunter streams. We're going to be playing through Rise, hopefully getting to Sunbreak. I'm very excited for that. I'm going to try and see if I can get Monster Hunter Frontier to work. If I can, we'll do a couple of videos on that. Maybe a couple of videos on Gen U. There's going to be other series coming out. We're going to be playing Final Fantasy VII, Dragon's Dogma. Whenever the Stardew Valley update comes out, we'll be doing that. Any new Pokemon game that comes out, we'll be doing that. That, you know, we're going to be continuing with our Skyrim playthrough, where we attempt to eat all of the sweet rolls in Skyrim. It's all going to be coming. I have so many ideas for videos. So we are not going to be short of content in 2024. I'm very excited for another year of content and streams and fun, and it's going to be great. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye, friends.